Hey guys, it's Starter Saiyan 13 and we are 19 days away from the release of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and a lot has changed since the last time I did one of these videos. Bandai went absolutely crazy with the roster for this game, revealing that GTN movie characters are making it into the base game, bringing the total number of characters to 182. And you know that DLC is going to go crazy too. That first DLC pack is going to bring the number to well over 200 characters. And I'm not going to lie, this might be the greatest roster in video game history, and the reveals were absolutely epic from trailer to trailer. I'm really going to miss this era of Sparking Zero, but a new, arguably bigger era will start in just 19 days when this game drops. But for this video, we're going to go over what your main in Sparking Zero says about you as a player. This is part 3, and we're going to do it with the newly revealed characters in Bandai's recent trailers. If I missed your favorite character, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to include them in part 4. Or check some of my previous videos because they might be there. I want to do at least 5 of these before the game comes out, so please remember to like and subscribe and support the video if you can. Really appreciate it. And all right, on to the video. So let's start with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You guys were begging and pleading for GT to make it into the base game, and your prayers were answered. Super Saiyan 4 has made it into the game. If you main any of the Super Saiyan 4 characters, you know this is a top tier transformation. It doesn't matter how bad people say GT is, you believe Super Saiyan 4 saved the series. It's so good that it's canon in your book. There's a primal energy to these forms, and it gives you a rush that you just can't get in any other Super Saiyan forms. Also, their attacks just hit different. That 10 times Kamehameha with the red aura, the final shine attack, and the 100 times Ultra Big Bang Kamehameha felt like god tier attacks because before the Gods of Destruction and Super Saiyan Gods were even a thing. Super Saiyan 4 mains, you deserve everything for your patience. Have fun with these iconic forms. Next up is Z Broly. Now, I went over Dragon Ball Super Broly in a previous video, but they're somewhat similar. However, Z Broly mains are particularly sadistic. I don't think we've ever seen a beatdown more brutal than in Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. The guy was a walking tank and just feels powerful and terrifying, which is exactly the feeling Z Broly mains want to elicit. Z Broly mains differ from Super Broly mains not just because of the nostalgia for the Broly from our childhoods and getting to raise the battlefield with him as an adult, but because there is this regal element to this Broly. Something about the jewelry and the clothing is opposite of Super Broly's just raw appearance, and that's where the distinction lies. If you're a Broly main and you could spare some time away from torturing your opponents, tell us which Broly you're going to main in Sparking Zero. Next up is Bardock. Now, I imagine Bardock mains are in love with this guy's moveset. I know I am. In every Dragon Ball game, they make him a total badass, just like he was in the TV special. And what they did with his moveset in Budokai 3 was just incredible. I mean, they had no business making him one of the coolest characters in the game. Bardock mains are going to love the thrill of the fight. He's one of the most badass Saiyans we see in the series. Through hands, that entire TV special stood on business against entire armies and enemies far stronger than him. And that's exactly the type of energy Bardock mains are going to bring to Sparking Zero. Plus, look at the design for this guy. Absolutely incredible. Now we have Tapon. I feel like Tapon mains have a hero complex, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Tapon has one of the coolest, most unique designs in the entire series, and there's just this aura to him. Cool, kind but fierce, and ready to handle business. Just like Future Trunks when he first arrived in the series. And he's very different from your typical Dragon Ball character. Even for a movie character, he's very distinct. I think you'll be surprised with how many Tapon mains will be in this game for these reasons alone. His swordplay and ocarina can make him a very fun character to play, being effective both mid and close range. He may definitely be in my rotation as well when this game drops. Now for Hudar. Apparently Perfect Cell wasn't cicada enough for you, so you guys wanted a giant version of him, and we got this big behemoth. I'm not going to lie, Hudar was a pretty cool villain, and one of the best Dragon Ball movies ever, by the way. He took on the entirety of the Z Fighters and almost won, had a very unique design and moveset, and is associated with some pretty awesome characters like Tapon and moves like the Super Dragon Fist from Super Saiyan 3 Goku. For a lot of us who would pick a giant character, Hudar will be near the top of the list, at least for me. And it's because of his showing in Wrath of the Dragon, his design, and I can't imagine too many people being a Hudar main, but you never know. If you run into one, just watch out, because if he's anything like he was in the movie, he could be very difficult to deal with. And I mean, just look at how scary he looks here. Just insane. But yeah, next up is Kid Goku. OG Dragon Ball will always have a special place in your heart if you're a Kid Goku main. You don't need to blow up a planet or launch the biggest energy blast. You're satisfied with simplicity, martial arts, and you recognize that big things can come in small packages. There are people who gravitate to the smaller characters in miniseries, but don't underestimate them. They often have this quick, precise quality to them, hard to hit, and if you can use them right, especially if you can use them right. And they get a rush knowing that they can beat opponents 3 times their size and 100 times their power level. Plus his innocent expression, that little tail that he often twirls around in order to fly, and the power pole, it just adds to the fun, the nostalgia, and this carefree feeling you get when you're playing as the character, which is exactly how people like to feel when they're playing this game. Next up is Oob. If you weren't a fan of Oob before, the GT trailer may have changed your mind because he looks absolutely incredible, especially his lightning arrow attack. Oob mains were probably invested in the character from the moment Goku wished for Boo to be reincarnated and later met him at the World Martial Arts Tournament, but they may also feel that he never lived up to his fullest potential, that is until now. Oob mains are going to show you what he should have been in the series, and they're going to go crazy with this character. Majub in particular seems like an incredibly cool fighter with a great design and a wide variety of techniques. He's easily going to be one of the most fun characters in the game. Last but not least is Omega Shenron. Now Omega, like Broly, was a little bit of a sadist too. I mean, look at those spikes. He really doesn't hesitate to use them. He's probably the most fitting concept of a villain that Dragon Ball has come up with, and he has such a versatile moveset, especially after he absorbs the power of the Shadow Dragons. For a while, this was the ultimate big bad of the series, and he still holds up to this day. So I think Omega Shenron mains will have a lot of fun with him. But yeah, that does it for this video. Let me know who you guys plan to main in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Did your main get revealed in these latest, batch of GT and movie trailers? Leave your comments down below. And remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a new YouTuber. Add me on PSN at StarterSaiyan13 so we can battle when Sparking Zero drops. And yeah, thanks for watching.